Guys, it's your boy Malik on Fleet 3.0 back at it again with another motherfucking video. And I came with a question. I have grown up. I am 20 years old. I'm glad to have grown up to watch these cartoons and got to be able to see them at the time as I was growing up. I'm grateful for them. They were there when I needed them most growing up. And I want to talk about the two Spider-Man shows that I especially watched growing up. And it's Spectacular Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. And honestly, here comes the question: which did you prefer? Like, out of the both of them? Like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna be blunt. I prefer Spectacular, right? Like, cause no, trust me, I seen all the Ultimate Spider-Man. Actually, I'm about to rewatch it right now on Disney Plus. But like, it was something about Spectacular Spider-Man that I was just like, bro, like, if it wasn't canceled and have another season, I would have loved that. Like, and I'm pretty sure there was no other Spider-Man show after Spectacular until Ultimate came about. And I'm grateful for Ultimate. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. I love Ultimate Spider-Man. I love it. Honest to God, I actually love it. It did a lot of things that it had a lot of creative things that changed up people's origins, because this is its own show, so it does whatever the fuck it wants. It does a lot of things right or wrong to you depending on how you feel about the show. It did a lot of things that you're just like, wow, that's crazy. I honestly, because of Ultimate Spider-Man, I found out about Spider-Verse. Because of Ultimate Spider-Man, I found out about Anti-Venom. I mean, other than the video game Edge of Time, but I seen him on the actual screen. Agent Venom. Not Carnage, but like it's a bunch of other things that they did that, like, you just like, what the fuck? That's so cool. And it had so many heroes in this show: Moon Knight, Captain America, Iron Man, all of them. Iron Spider with I forgot his name, but it's with Chow. Like, it had a lot of things that you just like, wow. It put a lot of things in that show. But if I'm going to be honest, even though it was so great, trust it had a reason it had 5 seasons. It was that good that people kept watching it, so of course it was making money. But it was something about Spectacular Spider-Man to me, and I was just like, maybe it's the relationships is spectacular. Maybe the actual struggle of being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Because the Ultimate Spider-Man, it's mostly about just Spider-Man. Nothing about Peter Parker. Maybe Peter Parker will come on every once in a while, but it's mostly Spider-Man. It's mostly Spider-Man. Let's be real. I think that was my only problem when I was watching the show. I was like, first of all, when I see Spider-Man get his ass whooped, bro, I like to see his suit get tattered, bro. It's something about it makes me feel like this nigga really battling niggas out here, bro. He's really throwing it down. But the fact that this nigga, he gets blown up and his suit is still intact, that shit blows my fucking mind. Okay? Like, I did not like that shit. But okay, whatever. That's just my gripe to it. And also because Ultimate Spider-Man, I got to meet Miles Morales. I've seen him in the comic, but I never remembered him at the time, because I was really young when I read him. And I was in middle school at the time. And I never saw a comic after that. But when I saw him, I was like, yo, that's a black Spider-Man. That's so cool and shit. But Spectacular Spider-Man, bro, the story, the characters, the build up on that shit, the ending of Spectacular Spider-Man, the cliffhanger that Green Goblin's still alive, Gwen and Peter were supposed to get together, but now Harry and Gwen are still together, so how's that relationship gonna go? But we'll never fucking find out, because it was cut. It was stripped away from us. And I think companies have a problem with this shit, bro. I hate that shit. When a show's in its height, the story's at its peak, and these fucking networks be like, yeah, bro, I know you really doing good, but it's not making as much money as that we thought it would, so fuck you. Like, think about it. This is, okay, I hate to do this. I don't want to compare Ultimate Spider-Man to Teen Titans Go because it's better than that. But, like, Spectacular Spider-Man is Teen Titans, right? It ended on a cliffhanger. We have so many questions, like who's Red X, what's going to happen with blah 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 in Teen Titans. That's not the ending that we wanted. That's the same thing for Spectacular Spider-Man. If Spectacular Spider-Man ended in a way that we was like, oh, I could get with that. I'm fine with that. I mean, I still have little questions, but I'm fine. I'm good with the ending. I'm fine with it. I'm not mad at it. Could have did another season, but it ended on a good note. But that's not what happened. That's not what the fuck happened. It just ended in a way that it was setting up for another season. So many other villains, so many other heroes we were supposed to meet, but we never got the chance to. Why? Ultimate Spider-Man was a great show, bro. I love it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I love it. But to this day, I ain't gonna lie. If you were ask anybody who's seen both of them, mind you, it's like, what would you choose, Spectacular or Ultimate Spider-Man? Some people will prefer Spectacular. Off rip. It's to the day when I was looking on the AMVs for Spectacular Spider-Man, one of them literally had the ending of bring back Spectacular. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, if they decided to bring back Spectacular Spider-Man at any point in time before I die, I'll be happy as fuck, because they got so much to do, so much build up just for it to disappear. As much as I love Ultimate Spider-Man, I kind of wish Spectacular was the one that I continue watching other than Ultimate. Like, if Ultimate came on after Spectacular Spider-Man actually did all that it was supposed to do, then I wouldn't be mad. I'll be happy for both shows. But that's not what happened. Ultimate Spider-Man was a replacement for Spectacular. And I love Ultimate. It introduced me to heroes I never even heard of. I never knew who the fuck White Tiger was. I never heard of Iron Fist. And I definitely didn't hear of Luke Cage. And they made them teenagers. But that's not the point. There's a lot of things I didn't know until watching Ultimate Spider-Man. And if I did know them, they were brought into a new light because of Ultimate Spider-Man, which I'm grateful for. It introduced me to a lot of things. I love Spider-Man. Anything that has to do with Spider-Man, I love it. As long as it's done right, then I love it. But Spectacular Spider-Man was just one of those shows that it happened all the time in the early 2000s. When you have a good show, it just gets cut. But nowadays, we got trash ass shows. Them bitches have like 10 seasons. Make it make sense. Like, if it had a chance to resurface Spectacular Spider-Man with the same writers and shit, 100% sure that people, it will get a following. It has a following today. It's one of those things that after, it's like, you don't know what's good until it's gone. And I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, the network thought, hey, not many people are watching this shit, or it's not getting a lot of money. But after it got canceled, motherfuckers are watching it to this day. Shit, I watch it to this day. Spectacular Spider-Man is one of those shows that I'll go back to. Like, after a while, I'm like, let me go back to this one episode I fucked with heavy in Spectacular Spider-Man. And I do the same thing with Ultimate. But it's something about Spectacular, dog. First of all, that theme song was fire. And I was kind of pissed when I first started watching Ultimate Spider-Man that it didn't have that theme song that I was jumping to, bro. It didn't have that. But it just comes down to the question, which do you prefer? Spectacular or Ultimate? It really comes down to it. I prefer Spectacular if it had a chance. But I'm still grateful that Ultimate Spider-Man came about. I'm not mad at it, but I just wish that, like, shows get when it actually has a good story, good plot, let it finish. Stop with this bullshit of the cancel, bro. That shit is annoying as fuck. Too many good shows are dead. But that's all for me. Maliko Fleet 3.0 out.